This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. Hey, the robot, I hope the sound was working this time. Hold on a second, I gotta get the link over there. Second. Yeah, hopefully the music was working. Well, I'm getting a lot of hate out there, everybody, but yeah, I'm not gonna say to somebody that something was wrong when it wasn't wrong, you know. It's really kind of weird. A lot of weirdness out there, but oh well, it is what it is. But hey, thank you for all the new channel members and all the new subscribers. I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, maybe that's what it is, the full moon. I don't know. I didn't even know what was going on over there. It was weird. It was bizarre. I think what it was is here's what happened. The creator that went after me today, the person who came up with the experiment, was a friend of hers. Okay, so that's kind of what the deal was. But oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, no, that's cool. It doesn't really bother me. It's just like I don't like the negative vibes. You know, I think it's okay when somebody talks about the inaccuracy of somebody else. It's important to do that. But you know, when you're bashing somebody's personally, then it's a little different. Unless if they've been bashing you personally, then I guess that's cool, but yeah. So tonight we've got the 911 calls from Alex Murdaugh when he came upon the bodies of Timmy and his wife. Here, let me get the I gotta get the chart out. It's always so much easier. There you go. So Paul, Timmy, and Margaret. And Timmy is Paul when he drinks. Hey, thanks Sarah Beth Kohlergraf.
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll do Chewbacca if you want me to. Anyone coming here from that creator's channel should do a search of her channel name on YouTube and see the videos of her actually make fun of victims. Gray has never and would never do that.
Yep, never would. I do admit, though, in this case, I'm not a... I have no sympathy for Paul here. Yeah. That's for damn sure. I don't really think of him as a victim, though. It's weird. Does anybody... It's weird. You get, that's the thing. That's the problem here. I don't think of Paul Murdaugh as a victim. It's strange. He's like just sort of a casualty of... Huh? What happened to Amber? Oh, you got one of those accidental timeouts, Amber. Well, gonna have to make her one of those so she can't get timed out. Let's see. Yeah, if I try not to think about it. The heck with these crazies. Yeah. Yeah. No, well, thank you, Sarah Beth Colgrass. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is out there on social media. All right, so I'm going to play the 911 calls. They're pretty, you know, he does seem like he's pretty upset. All right. So you guys ready? You guys ready to listen to him? 911 calls. This is Alex Murdaugh right there. And he's calling 911 about the shootings of... I feel bad for Maggie over here. But Paul Murdaugh, they both got shot in the yard. But Paul here was just awaiting trial for the... You know, him getting just wasted and just being an absolute... Just one of the worst scum of the earth. Oh, you can't see. Hold on. I see? I did it again. Right here. Alec Murdaugh right here. He comes on the scene. And right here is Paul and Maggie. They were killed. But he was about to go on trial for killing Mallory Beach in a boating accident. And now that's suspicious that he might be involved in the death of Stephen Smith, somebody that may have been involved with Buster. Okay, but it wasn't really a boating accident. See, I don't really call stuff like that an accident. You know, he was just one of the worst people. You know, getting drunk, belligerent, slapping his girl, and it just... That's why I don't really have a lot of... I just don't have much sympathy for the guy at all. Well, none, actually. Saying not much is probably not the right word. All right, so here is the 911 call. Here. Let's start it over.
Hampton County 911, where's your emergency?
See, what's weird is do you guys feel like that's a woman's voice, or do you think that's just him at the beginning there? It feels like I can almost hear like a woman in there.
Hampton County 911, where's your emergency?
This is Alec Murdaugh at 4147 Moselle Road. I need the police to answer immediately. My wife and child just shot badly.
Yeah, maybe it's him.
Okay, you said 4147 Moselle Road in Allison?
Sir?
You said 4147 Moselle Road in Allison?
Yes, sir. 4147 Moselle Road.
Stay on the line with me, okay? Yes, sir. Stay on the line with me, okay?
Yeah.
Hello?
I'm still here. Stay on the line. I'm still here, okay? Carlton, I have an Alex Murdaugh on the line, caller from 4147 Moselle Road. He's advising that his wife and child was shot. Mr. Murdaugh, go ahead and talk to Carlton.
It's 4147 Moselle Road. I've been up to it now. It's bad.
Okay.
Okay, so that was no, that's just starting over again. But they transferred the call to Colleton, and then Colleton takes over, and there's a little bit of an overlap, so you can hear where it left off. So hold on.
County Communications.
Carlton, I have an Alex Murdaugh on the line, caller from 4147 Moselle Road. He's advising that his wife and child was shot.
Okay, and sir, give me the address again.
Oh, it's so loud.
It's 4147 Moselle Road. I've been up to it now. It's bad.
Okay. Okay, and are they breathing?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you said it's your wife and your son?
My wife and my son.
Are they in a vehicle?
No, ma'am. They're on the ground out at my kennels.
Okay, and did you see anyone? Okay, is he breathing at all?
No, nobody.
Is she? Okay, do you see anything? Do you see anyone in the area?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
What color is your house on the outside? What color is your house on the outside?
It's white. You can't see it from the road.
Okay, is it a house or a mobile home?
Yeah, why not, Jennifer? Why not? Make
Okay,
it
and what is your name?
My name is Alex Murdaugh.
Okay, and did you hear anything, or did you come home and find them?
No, ma'am. I've been gone. I just came back.
Well, hold on, let me go back. I got interrupted. Hold on.
No, ma'am. They're on the ground out at my kennels.
He's like, what do you mean a trailer?
Okay, and did you see anyone? Okay, is he breathing at all?
No, nobody.
Is she? Okay, do you see anything? Do you see anyone in the area?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
What color is your house on the outside? What color is your house on the outside?
It's white. You can't see it from the road.
Okay, is it a house or a mobile home?
It's a house.
Look at that. You see that response to that? That bothers me. It's a house. Are you kidding me? We're the Murdaughs. You know, that was just, that really bugged me when he did that. It's like, what do you mean?
From the road.
Okay, is it a house or a mobile home?
It's a house.
Okay, and what is your name?
My name is Alex Murdaugh.
Okay. That's crazy.
Okay.
Don't you know who we are?
Or did you come home and find them?
No, man, I've been gone. I just came back.
Okay, and was anyone else supposed to be at your house?
No, ma'am. Please hurry.
We're getting somebody out there to you.
Oh. Oh, man. Oh.
I mean, he sounds like he's pretty upset. Yeah, Charleston Amy sent me.
Okay, what is her name?
Maggie and Paul.
Maggie is her name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And please hurry.
We're getting somebody out there to you. Me asking you these questions, don't slow them down, okay? And you sure they're not breathing? Is he moving at all, your son? I know you said that she was shot, but what about your son?
Nobody. They're not. Neither one of them's moving.
What is your telephone number? And does anything look out of place?
Ma'am, not particularly, really, no, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think she was that great as a 911 operator. You already had the address. Let him say whatever he wants to be saying.
All right, I'm going back down there.
And you already knew that they weren't alive. You cut him off like 4 times where he might have blurted out something. Because he's standing right next to him, Brenda. What do you mean? I think gunshot wounds are kind of obvious a lot of times, right? He was at the house standing right next to him.
Are they close, ma'am?
Yeah, they've been en route with you ever since you've got on the phone with me. I have multiple people coming out there to you. Okay, can you do me a favor, Mr. Murdaugh, and turn on the flashers on your car so that way they can see where the kennels are?
21. Central phone now, station 18. You will need station 15.
Do you have your flashers on for me, Mr. Murdaugh?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want you to touch them at all, okay? I don't know if you've already touched them, but I don't want you to touch them just in case they can get any kind of evidence, okay?
I'd already touched them trying to get to see if they were breathing.
Okay. Well, I just don't want you to move anything just in case they can get any kind of evidence, okay?
So he touched them, that makes sense. I would.
Oh. Ma'am, I'm going to call. I need to call some of my family.
Okay. Well, do me a favor for me. Whenever you see the officer or the medics, because they're all coming to you.
Absolutely.
Okay. But we have them come in, turn on the flashes on your vehicle so they can see you, okay?
Yeah, well, of course
you got the flashes on for me?
But hey, Ken Celsior, wouldn't you touch if your mom or dad was shot, wouldn't you go over to check to see if they're alive?
Okay. All right. Just whenever you see them.
Okay.
How old is your son?
22.
Okay. All right. We're getting them out there to you, okay?
And I will answer if you call.
All right.
Crazy, huh? Does anybody want to hear that part again, that whole segment again? It's 6 minutes and 28 seconds. Let me know. Should I do a poll? Okay. Yeah, so this is after... You got the link for what? What are you talking about? All right, here we go.
Colin County Communications.
Carlton, I have an Alex Murdaugh on the line, caller from 4147 Moselle Road. He's advising that his wife and child was shot.
Okay, and sir, give me the address again.
It's 4147 Moselle Road. I've been up to it now. It's bad.
Okay.
I've been up to it.
Okay, and are they breathing?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you said it's your wife and your son?
My wife and my son.
Are they in
I mean, that's sort of an interesting thing because he said, because they're not even anywhere near the house, So hold on, what is he saying?
On the line, caller from 4147 Moselle Road. He's advising that his wife and child was shot.
Okay, and sir, give me the address again.
It's 4147 Moselle Road. I've been up to it now. It's bad.
So he's been up, well, he's there right now. But when he says, I've been up to it now, that's almost like he was at the house first and found him there. You know, now it makes me think that there was a lot of stuff going on at the house, too, and then their bodies were found right way over there by the kennel. Right? Because he's standing right next to him, and he says, I've been up to it now. You know, let's do that again. So they're standing over by the kennel, right?
Give me the address again.
It's 4147 Moselle Road. I've been up to it now. It's bad.
See, I've been up to the house already. It's bad. Right? But now he's over by the kennel. That's pretty interesting because he definitely has to be saying something like that, right? And he has to be saying something like that because why would you even say, I've been up to the house, it's bad? Right? That would be a really odd thing to accidentally blurt out in that order.
Okay. Okay, and are they breathing?
And that's why you listen to things a second time.
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you said it's your wife and your son?
My wife and my son.
Are they in a vehicle?
No, ma'am. They're on the ground out at my kennel.
Okay, and did you see anyone? Okay, is he breathing at all?
No, nobody.
Is she? Okay, do you see anything? Do you see anyone in the area?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
What color is your house on the outside? What color is your house on the outside?
It's white. You can't see it from the road.
Okay, is it a house or a mobile home?
It's a house.
Okay, and what is your name?
About?
My name is Alex Murdaugh.
Okay, and did you hear anything, or did you come home and find them?
No, man, I've been gone. I just came back.
Okay, and was anyone else supposed to be at your house?
No, ma'am. Please hurry.
We're getting somebody out there to you.
There's actually the kennel's right in here. It's right there. It's not there on this. This is a 2014 image, but there's a kennel right there. Yeah. So they're found over here, but their house is way over here. So he says, I've been up to it, you know. So that means he went to the house. I bet there was some stuff going on there.
Okay, what is her name?
Maggie and Paul.
No, it's Tim.
Maggie is her name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And please hurry.
We're getting somebody out there to you. Me asking you these questions, don't slow them down, okay? And you sure they're not breathing? Is he moving at all, your son? I know you said that she was shot, but what about your son?
Nobody. They're not. Neither one of them's moving.
What is your telephone number? And does anything look out of place?
Ma'am, not particularly, really, no, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
Are you kidding me? Me living in a trailer? We're the Murdaughs, for God's sakes. You know, here's the thing is, I think he genuinely could be upset, but he's so used to his life of absolutely privilege that just is natural for him, you know?
All right, I'm going back down there.
See, going back down there. Wait, no, what is he saying? I'm going back down there. What is he saying now? So, wait, I've been up there. So he said I'm going back. I'm going up there. Now, okay, right, 343. Let me go back to that sentence again. Hold on a second.
I was shot.
Okay, and sir, give me the address again.
It's 4147 Moselle Road. I've been up to it now. It's bad.
Okay.
I've been up to it. Now, maybe he's talking about the crime scene. But he's talking about the house. He gave the address. I've been up to it.
Oh.
And then down here, 340. Let's see. Yeah, but it sounds like he's talking about he went up to the house and it's bad. Like maybe there's like bullet holes all over the place up there or something. What do you mean I have it reversed? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that part. Yeah. Fairly.
All right, I'm going back down there.
See, now he's saying going back down there, and before he said I'm going to go up. I've been up to the house. It's really bad, but then but maybe he meant to say I went down to the. Ah, shit. I'm gonna go back down there, he's saying. Hey, thanks, Mag. Boom. Yeah, I don't really, the reason he's moving around doesn't bother me. I just want to know where he's at. Hold on, let's see.
Are they close, ma'am?
Yeah, they've been en route with you ever since you've got on the phone with me. I have multiple people coming out there to you.
Can't watch till later but wanted to show my support.
Well, thank you. Hey, look at right here. It's 72 feet off above sea level.
Okay, can you do me a favor, Mr. Murdaugh, and turn on the flashers on your car so that way they can see where the kennels are?
21. Central Zone now, station 1A. You will need station 15.
Yeah, he said it's been up there. But he just gave the address, Debbie. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Do you have your flashers on for me, Mr. Murdaugh?
No, you don't understand what I'm saying.
Okay. I don't want you to touch them at all, okay? I don't know if you've already touched them, but
Yeah, so the thing is he said, he gave the address, he goes, yeah, I've been up there, it's really bad. After he gave the address of the house. Okay, but the house is lower than here, so what he probably meant was he went to the house, and then he went up there, and it's bad, okay? And then while he's on the phone, he might be somewhere over here, whatever, who knows where he is. And he's saying, I'm going to go back down there. Maybe he meant down to the, I don't know what he meant. Let's see how tall is it. That's 79 feet, 76, 72. So that might be what he's saying is that, there's the address. I've already been there. It's bad, something like that. But he meant like made it over here. It's bad. And then maybe right here it's only 60. This gets really low over here. And then he said, I'm going to go back down there. So maybe he walked up the trail over here to go to the road for, like you're saying, for signal. And then he goes back toward this direction. And he's over here because he's waiting for the ambulance so he can kind of wave him down. Yeah, okay. So I think it kind of makes sense. Although you'd think he would have gone over here first. But, when he entered in, he probably drove like this. And then he saw... Let's see. He saw the bodies. And then maybe he freaked out and he drove over here at one point to... I don't know. I don't know why he would ever go to that. I don't even know if the house is part of the call that he's saying. He just gave the address of the house. So he's saying, I've already been up there. It's really bad. Let me just do it one more time.
I was shot.
Okay, and sir, give me the address again.
It's 4147 Moselle Road. I've been up to it now. It's bad.
Okay.
So that makes but if he's here and he's saying I've been up to it, like what is it? The crime scene or the house? Because he was just talking about the house. But this is lower. Right? I'm having a weird deja vu right now. This is lower, 71 feet. This is 76. He's been up to it, so maybe. But why would he be at the house? See, here's the thing: is why would he ever be at the house on this night? He pulls in here, right? There's no other entrance in. He pulls in, and it seems like you would almost certainly have to see their bodies as you pull in. So he wouldn't like go down here, drive all the way over to the house, make a phone call. It seems like everything would have happened right in this area, I think. Unless they were sort of hidden off to the side behind a shed or something, like over here. And then he goes up there, can't find him, then he goes back down here to the kennel and finds him. All right, what do you guys think? I think that he's just referring to, I've been up there, it's bad, meaning he's been up to the crime scene, it's bad. And then he went somewhere else, maybe out to the road here to wait for police or something, and he said, I'm going to go back down there. Although that's 80 feet. And I think he was going to go head back down to the crime scene, I guess. So there you go. I think that might be it. Yeah, I don't know. It's too random. He's freaking out, so it's hard to...
Mr. Murdaugh?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want you to touch them at all, okay? I don't know if you've already touched them, but I don't want you to touch them just in case they can get any kind of evidence, okay?
I'd already touched them trying to get to see if they were breathing.
Okay. Well, I just don't want you to move anything just in case they can get any kind of evidence, okay?
Oh.
Well, that's what we're saying. We don't know what he means 100%, but it sounds like he's saying... forget it. God.
Ma'am, I'm going to call... I need to call some of my family.
Okay. Well, do me a favor for me. Whenever you see the officer or the medics, because they're all coming to you.
Absolutely.
Okay. But we have them come in, turn on the flashes on your vehicle so they can see you, okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. To me, I mean, that's like one of those weird words that seems like a strange one to be saying when you're freaking out. Let's see.
He's advising that his wife and child was shot.
Okay, and sir, give me the address again.
It's 4147 Moselle Road. I've been up to it now. It's bad.
So I guess what we were asking about is what is up to it. I think when he's saying the word it is the crime scene. Right? But where is he now when he's talking? Because he's saying, I've been up to it, it's bad. So where is he standing now? Where do you think he is right at this minute? Because the weird part is the only thing that's downhill from here is over here. Like, it doesn't sound like he's standing next to him. It's almost like he went to the house.
Okay. Okay, and are they breathing?
No, ma'am.
All right. Just whenever you see them.
I just moved it to the end.
How old is your son?
22.
Okay. All right. We're getting them out there to you, okay?
and I will answer if you call.
All right.
Okay. Well, anyways, that's it. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, but the house is a long ways away. You know, it's not really... It's a quarter of a mile in a straight line. I mean, what reasoning would he need to have to go to the house? When you pull in, it's almost like he went to the house first, somehow missing them, and then he went to look for them, and then he come. You know, I don't know. I don't know where he is now because everything else is higher. See, this is 75 feet. You know, maybe he's over here then, I guess. Because that's 73, and you can see it. Like, you can see a 4-foot drop. I'm just going by what he's saying. I'm going to go back. He said I'm going to go back down to it. So down to it, this right here is 8 feet, and then right there is 76. So maybe that's a little downhill grade. He was walking up here making those phone calls. Maybe he even came out to here. That makes more sense, like waiting for law enforcement to get there. Oh, you can actually hear, oh, that's right, you can hear the dogs barking. I was noticing that the original time I listened to it. So I just thought he was standing next to the kennel the entire time. Yeah. Well, let me I feel like listening to it again. It's like not that I want to.
Conner County Communications.
He's advising that his wife and child was shot.
Okay, and sir, give me the address again.
It's 4147 Moselle Road. I've been up to it now. It's bad.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, and are they breathing?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and you said it's your wife and your son?
My wife and my son.
Are they in a vehicle?
No, ma'am. They're on the ground out at my kennel.
Okay, and did you see anyone?
See, like right there, he's trying to talk, and she's just blabbing over him.
Okay, is he breathing at all?
No, nobody.
Is she? Okay, do you see anything? Do you see anyone in the area?
No, ma'am.
And you guys know how I love that, right?
No, ma'am.
What color is your house on the outside? What color is your house on the outside?
It's white. You can't see it from the road.
Okay, is it a house or a mobile home?
It's a house.
Okay, and what is your name?
My name is Alex Murdaugh.
Okay, and did you hear anything, or did you come home and find them?
No, man, I've been gone. I just came back.
Okay, and was anyone else supposed to be at your house?
No, ma'am.
Like you can hear the dogs barking.
We're getting somebody out there to you.
Oh, so right now maybe he's walking to the kennel.
Oh, man.
Getting closer, they're getting louder, the dogs.
Oh.
Right? Like the other Holly was saying that.
Okay, what is her name?
I don't see it anymore. Golly,
Maggie,
not Holly.
Maggie and Paul.
Maggie is her name?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And please hurry.
We're getting somebody out there to you. Me asking you these questions, don't slow them down, okay? And you sure they're not breathing? Is he moving at all, your son? I know you said that she was shot, but what about your son?
They're not. Neither one of them's moving.
What is your telephone number? And does anything look out of place?
Ma'am, not particularly, really, no, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
All right, I'm going back down there.
So maybe he was there, and then he walked away, and now he's going back to the crime scene. But before he said, I've already been up there. I'm going back down there. So I think he probably went, that was when he was at the road, probably. And then he said, I'm going to go back down there. And then soon we should be able to hear the dogs barking again. Alright.
Are they close, ma'am?
Yeah, they've been en route with you ever since you've got on the phone with me. I have multiple people coming out there to you.
I don't know why that popped into my head.
Okay, can you do me a favor, Mr. Murdaugh, and turn on the flashers on your car so that way they can see where the kennels are?
21. Central phone now, station 1A. You will need station 15.
Do you have your flashers on for me, Mr. Murdaugh?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want you to touch them at all, okay? I don't know if you've already touched them, but I don't want you to touch them just in case they can get any kind of evidence, okay?
I'd already touched them trying to get to see if they were breathing.
Oh dear, okay.
Okay. Well, I just don't want you to move anything just in case they can get any kind of evidence, okay?
They're not breathing. Oh. Ma'am, I'm going to call, I need to call some of my family.
Okay.
On this.
Well, do me a favor for me whenever you see the officer or the medics, because they're all coming to you.
Absolutely.
Okay. But we have them come in, turn on the flashes on your vehicle so they can see you, okay? You got the flashers on for me?
I do.
Okay. All right. Just whenever you see them.
Okay.
How old is your son?
22.
Okay. All right. We're getting them out there to you, okay?
And I will answer if you call.
All right.
Alright. Well, there you go. Okay. Well, it's hard to know exactly where he's walking and stuff, but he's obviously coming and going from the crime scene. And he sounds a little bit upset, but his life of, being the Murdaughs kind of crept in there for just that one little moment when somebody dared to suggest that he lived in a trailer, a mobile home, or whatever the hell it was. Oh, how dare you. But, yeah. So who knows, man? I wonder what the investigation's coming up with. They're also looking into the some of those other deaths surrounding it. So what's that one conversation that you sent, Charleston Amy? The question and answer with Renee Beach. What was that one? Just waiting. I'm trying to figure out what this is. Oh yeah, that's right. Da, 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 da. Short of business to replace the 911. Yeah. It was way worse than that case just a couple weeks ago, that one. I can't even remember who it was. It was just awful. Okay, then also, just before the show, Amber sent me this one with the Justo Smoker. Justo Smoker pleads guilty to murdering Linda Stolzfoos. Okay.
Room as friends of the Stolzfoos family wept overhearing details about Linda's murder, also part of a statement that a friend of her parents read in the courtroom, saying that the parents were grateful for this plea agreement so that the case didn't go to trial and they would have to relive.
What are you referring to, Ronnie?
All of these.
I just thought it was weird when he said that word, like, absolutely. Or, you know, like, man, when you're really upset like that, are you really... I don't know. Maybe you're just so used to saying that you say it.
Horrific things.
This effectively is a life sentence for Smoker.
District Attorney Heather Adams says the plea agreement reached with Justo Smoker could lead to a maximum of 88 years in prison. He confessed to kidnapping and killing 18-year-old Linda Stolzfoos. Prosecutors say this is not a compromise, but achieves their goals and the needs of Linda's family.
Bringing Linda home and securing the conviction and effective life sentence imposed today, there is simply no question that justice has been served.
Search teams had spent 10 months combing the woods and waterways for Linda's body, but couldn't find her.
The family's interest in giving Linda a proper burial, that did become paramount.
The plea agreement required Smoker to show investigators where he had buried Linda after strangling and stabbing her to death.
But as time went by, excuse me, we became less confident in our ability to find her. And knowing what we know now, we fully believe we would never have found her without his help.
Judge David Ashworth said in court that Smoker's actions were, quote, the height of depravity, and he should never be released.
You guys remember Linda Stolzfoos, right? I just did a switch topics because I don't really have any more to say about the 911 call. You know, it is what it is. We don't know what's going, you know. That case is nobody's saying anything.
Justo Smoker, the man responsible for the abduction and tragic murder of 18-year-old Linda Stolzfoos, entered pleas of guilty to third-degree murder, kidnapping, abuse of corpse, possession of an instrument of crime, and 2 counts of tampering with evidence. Smoker pled guilty pursuant to a plea agreement with the Commonwealth,
so he's not going to trial,
which required that Smoker provide law enforcement information that would lead to the recovery of Linda Stolzfoos' remains.
Wow.
In exchange, the Commonwealth agreed to a sentence of 35.5 to 71 years in a state correctional institution, which ultimately was imposed by the court today.
Wow, 35 to 71.
In addition, as a result
I give him
of this
about,
conviction,
how old is he?
Smoker now faces an
Let him out at 100.
additional sentence
excuse me.
of up to 17.5 years
additional.
by the state parole board for violating the terms of his parole.
Actually, just never let him out.
Smoker had been paroled only 16 months before committing this horrific crime from a 12.5 to 30-year sentence imposed on a string of armed robberies and burglaries, many with Amish victims. While I have every confidence that Smoker will serve his full, unexpired balance given his criminal history and the heinous nature of this crime, any sentence imposed by the state parole board must, by law, be served prior to Smoker beginning the sentence imposed today. In total, Smoker may serve up to 88.5 years of incarceration as a result of the agreement and sentence, but with the passage of time.
Yes, sir. I'll give you 87 years in prison with the possibility of parole after 85. Well, I'm already 40. Well, those are the breaks. All right. Anyways, let's get to this one right here.
Investigators became less confident in our ability to bring Linda home. This agreement was the surest way to achieve all 3 of our goals in this case. Both investigators and Linda's family agreed, and so we pursued that avenue. In April of this year, investigators met with Smoker and his attorneys. During the interview, Smoker confessed that he abducted Stolzfoos.
Okay, hold on. Good night, Linda Howe. As in Linda Molden Howe of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. I actually sent Linda Molden Howe a little toy that was a UFO beaming up a cow into a spaceship. You like that one?
Strangled her and stabbed her in the neck, reportedly to ensure death. He stated that he initially buried her at the location behind 3104 Harvest Drive in Bronx, where police would later recover Linda's bra and stockings. Smoker also confirmed that a few days later, on June 23rd, he moved the remains to a location behind his former place of employment after he realized that the burial site was in fact close to where Linda
Well, why
lived.
couldn't they find her? They kind of knew that.
Armed with specific information provided by Smoker, members of the East Lampeter Township Police Department, the Pennsylvania State Police, and the FBI's Evidence Recovery Team canvassed an area alongside the Amtrak Railway.
Thank you, Shih Tzu Mom and Kathy Freidenmaker.
To the rear of Smoker's former place of employment, located in Gap along Route 41. I'm going to show a picture here. This is an aerial picture on the TV screen of the business where Smoker had formerly been employed. To the left side of the screen is Route 41. To the right side of the screen, paralleling Route 41, would be the Amtrak
Oh, thanks, Shih Tzu
railway,
Mom and Angela Vincent.
railroad tracks. And you can see the business is pictured there with multiple parking lots. Investigators searched the immediate area described to them by Smoker, but were unable to locate the remains or any site indicative of a grave.
Hold on, let me go back a little bit.
41, located in Gap along Route 41.
Thank you. So I have this place, but that doesn't really, let me go look at that.
I'm going to show a picture here. This is an aerial picture on the TV screen of the business where Smoker had formerly been. Right side of the screen, paralleling Route.
Okay, so that's it. That's not it. There's another one though, I think. Right here. That's it. Yep. Just like they have it about like that, right? Maybe about like this. Okay. So let's see what they're saying.
41 would be the Amtrak railroad tracks. And you can see the business is pictured there with multiple parking lots. Investigators searched the immediate area described to them by Smoker, but were unable to locate the remains or any site indicative of a grave. This picture shows
with all the technology they have now, you know, the dogs and everything, they knew the location where he worked and they never could find her. Yeah, that's
parking lot
discouraging.
Of the business. It shows a stone graveled walking path that leads up to the tree line. Behind the tree line would be the railroad tracks. As you can see, this area is not easily accessible as the walking path ends before the tree line. Investigators, unable to find the site or any indication of a grave, then escorted Smoker from the East Lampeter Township Police Station to the burial site, and within a short time, Linda's remains were recovered, wrapped in a tarp, and buried approximately 42 inches deep.
That's pretty deep.
The next picture will show
pretty deep. It's a deep hole.
a better perspective of what the area looked like in general.
Yeah, so I think they were that same thing they were just looking at's over here. Yeah, I would almost say it's right there. It's kind of turns in the background there. It goes around like that.
Now you're up at the railroad tracks. And Andy, if you can go to the very last picture. So if you see the area between the metal posting.
Let me see if I can find that house. Where is that thing? Oh wait, no, they're looking just like that. It's just like this. See? So I think they're standing right here. See this building right there? Watch. See, that's that in the background. And then this is the little road, and the railroad tracks are just off screen right there. So they're basically like right here, just like that, on that area. See that? Yeah, and I think there's even I don't know, there's like a pole or something there, I think. Yeah.
And the green bush. Linda was recovered in that area. And you can see, if you can see the laser pointer kind of hovering
right there,
around.
huh? Jeez.
The grass there is where she was finally recovered.
Huh. Does anybody have
Investigators ended up
the full press conference somewhere? This was only 6 minutes. I'm sure they went on longer to talk about the whole event. Does anybody have that?
here, the spot where Justo smoker told them he left Linda Stolzfoos' body. According to the district attorney, it was back in April during a meeting with the district attorney's office and smoker's attorneys that he confessed to strangling and stabbing Linda in the neck. He also admitted that he initially buried her in the 3000 block of Harvest Drive in Bronx. That's the same spot where the property owner spotted Smoker's red car after Linda disappeared, and the spot where investigators found her stockings and undergarments buried.
Smoker also confirmed that a few days later, on June 23rd, he moved the remains to a location behind his former place of employment after he realized that the burial site was in fact close to where Linda lived.
At that point, Smoker did give investigators specific details, even drew a map about exactly where he had moved her body. But when police and the FBI went to that spot outside of Gap along Route 41, they couldn't find her.
Wow.
In the end, police...
So he must have done a great job of like covering the ground up with something. Right? Ah, man. Wish I could get the entire press conference, but probably not. All right, well, that one sounds like we covered that right from the beginning and had it all mapped out. Where, you know, once they had the videotapes, we were able to show where she was abducted from, and everybody knew he was the guy. And finally, there's resolution in that case. So that's good. Okay. So now I'm going to go on to a case that was solved. But like what we normally do is we're going to go back in time and just sort of look at how this case evolved here. And that's from Joshua Randall Harmon. Okay, so this is in the newspaper in Georgia in 1988 in May. Right. Let's see, how long have we been on here? Oh, we've been on an hour. I'm probably just going to cover this one and then call it a night. So, If you guys would like to help out the channel, feel free to do so. We're heading on the home stretch for the end of the month here. Had a pretty decent afternoon there, but oh, look at that, I got put on vacation. Here we go. We're gonna go on a vacation. It's always good. And then we'll cover the case of Joshua Harmon. Alright. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I hope the Summer Wells case gets solved really quick. Like right now. There's a lot of people watching various videos on that one, so it's just sucking the oxygen out of the entire true crime world. You almost have to be talking about it or you're missing out. Thanks, Tawny Lee. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna go get a shot. Have a shot of tequila. What does that sound like, everybody? Hey, thank you, Amber Maiden. Shogun love. I do. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Shogun. I don't even want one. I need one. You get what I'm saying? Just kidding. All right. I'm gonna do it right here on the air. Is it legal to do that?
Chewbacca? Oh, I'll do Chewbacca if you
I think it is. You can have a beer, right?
Thanks for all you do.
I haven't heard anything on Wilma. How about you guys? Anything? You do what? What do you... Oh, okay.
You need a shot of tequila.
What temperature will it be? What do you mean? Oh, outside in the background here, it's about 82. It is Friday, right? Sounds like my clothes are about to... Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
For a little Captain
Tequila,
Morgan's.
the body shots. Oh, yeah, remember those? Back in the day. It was Wilma... Yeah, Wilma Bell. Ball. Actually, Ball, not Bell. Alright, anyways, I'll be back in a second. Yeah. All right, who's getting me the shot? Other than Shogun, you gotta get me, the eye of the beholder. The vomit face. Yeah, I don't actually have a lime, so I had to put, or a lemon, so I put lemon juice into a little mini shot over here. Yeah, gin's never been like that. Tequila's its own deal, right? It's got its own sort of, yeah, I can understand not being able to do it. But here goes, here goes, here goes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, why not? I said I was going to, right?
Here
it is Friday.
You go.
I wanted to go like that. Yeah, there we go. Hey, thanks, DMDJ. All right, it worked. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I don't really ever like get even like anywhere near drunk anymore, you know. That was like way back in the day, you know. Maybe in the 30s, but you know. Here, I'll tell you guys one of my stories, okay? I don't know if I want to though. All right, so this is when I was called Shit Van Winkle, okay? But it wasn't because I pooped on something, okay? So I was at a bar, you know, I actually chewed sometimes when I would drink. I'd put it in there. And I was drinking and I put one in, I was sitting there and I got really like, oh boy. Oh wow, you know. Now, so I wasn't feeling good. So I went into the bathroom, you know, just a small bathroom that has one sit-down toilet and then one pee toilet, right? Urinal, I guess. Thanks, beholder, vomit face. So I went in there and I sat down on the toilet just kind of with my hands like this, you know. This was like at 11 o'clock, right? About 11 o'clock, and I was like, oh god, man, I don't feel good. Oh, dude. I woke up like that, and I heard vacuuming. And I go outside, and it's like 2:30 in the morning, and the chairs are all up on top of the table, and they're vacuuming the floors. And they're like, what the hell are you doing here? I don't know, I fell asleep right there on the toilet. Oh, man, what a crazy...
Another, hand over mouth.
Oh, no way. But man, that was crazy, right? Yeah, well, I don't know. I wasn't even drunk though, Jennifer. I was just sitting there and I fell asleep. It's weird. And I woke right up and said, and guess what? Guess who one of the people was that was vacuuming was? Go ahead. Go ahead. Who do you think was one of the people that was vacuuming the floor? Go ahead. Yep. Lizard Eye bartender. Isn't that crazy? What are the odds of that? I became more of an outcast at that point. Yep. Oh man. Let's see. She was looking at me going, wait, you said I had lizard eyes. You fell asleep on the toilet. What else you got? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I don't think they even knew what happened, my friends. They thought I just took off or something. I mean, who falls asleep on a toilet? First of all. Crazy times. Oh. Wow. What's going on? What happened? Oh, thank you, Sandra Turner. Boom! Cat eye donation. Sandra Turner. Alright. I'm unvacationing now. You guys got the crazy story, okay? Boom. Alright, let me get the regular music back on. I have to have something. It's kind of like, it's a little bit like a Linus blanket, as I say. Alright. But this is like 20 years ago, okay? Well, maybe 15. Yeah, pretty much. Lizard Eye Part 2. Yep. Okay, back to reality. Alright, so every once in a while, you know, you gotta get some laughs in there. Yeah, Shit Van Winkle. There you go. That's what I was called. After that. Not by everybody, but just that person. Like those people that were there. I think my girlfriend at the time started calling me that too. She was a waitress and friends with the people that worked at that place. Oh boy. That's one thing that's hard. Like, you know what's hard to do is like you date a waitress and they get home at 2 in the morning and they smell like cigarettes, and because everybody was smoking back then. And then they go, it's late, I don't want to take a shower or something. It's like, what are you talking about? I mean, you got to take one. It's like a must, right? Oh, really? That's crazy, Shogun. Huh. Wild. Alright, here we go. So this case is the case of Joshua Harmon. Joshua Randall Harmon. So here we go. Roswell, oh wait, you got it? Okay, Roswell rescue workers. This is Roswell, Georgia, not New Mexico, where the alien spacecrafts were found. Roswell rescue workers, thank you CC, searched until nightfall Monday for an 8-year-old boy who police believe may have run away while playing outside his family's apartment on Sunday night. Police searched let me build something here really quick. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you, CC. Okay. And I'm going to go to Roswell. Oops. Really, Lisa? That's a weird one there. Yeah, I'm just going to go over the story, Cindy. Roswell rescue workers searched until nightfall Monday for an 8-year-old boy who police believe may have run away while playing outside his family apartment Sunday night. Police searched a 60-acre wooded area surrounded... See, this is the thing. We do stories just like this that haven't been solved yet. Exactly like this. And then, sometimes within months, oh, it's solved. It's crazy. So it feels kind of neat to, at least have been talking about it, and then we get that sense of joy of having it being solved. This one here has been solved, but we're going to go over it like we normally did. I didn't get every single article, of course. Hey, thanks, Scott Holland. Good evening. Goat of true crime investigation. Appreciate the early shows here in North Carolina. Here's a donation for an expensive sleeve of golf balls Saturday. I'm going to be going, I am going to try to play this Saturday. This kid's a good player.
Good evening, Goat. Goat of True Crime Investigations. Appreciate the early shows here in North Carolina. Here is a donation for an inexpensive sleeve of golf balls Sat.
Well, thank you. Alright, so police searched the 60-acre wooded area surrounding Roundtree Apartments for Joshua Harmon, a special education student at Kimball Bridge Elementary School. Let's see where that is. Kimball Bridge Elementary School. I wonder if it doesn't exist anymore. How about the Roundtree Apartments? Are they there? No. It's amazing how everything just changes after that long a time. The search of the woods was suspended at dusk. We're going to regroup and continue interviewing the neighbors and children. He went to school with for other leads. Let's see. Neighbors and children he went to school with for other leads. I don't know what that means. Said Roswell police spokesman Becky Nelson. Oh, he's going to look for other leads with the other neighbors. Okay. Joshua's family moved to the apartment complex near the intersection. Okay, here we go. So now we get the intersection of Holcomb Bridge Road and Georgia 400. So Holcomb Bridge Road. Okay, so is this whole thing here, that? Yeah, so this road is Holcomb Bridge Road. Okay, then 400. Is this still Holcomb Bridge Road over here? Yep. So 400 might be. God, how long is this road? And Highway 400. No, so that is what this is right here. There it is, 400. So some apartments right around here. So it could be any of these. Looks like those might be some. You know, maybe those. That looks like a workplace though. Okay. Police believe he may have been trying to return to his former residence. We're now going on the assumption he may have run away from home rather than abduction. He may have become disoriented in the woods and still walking, said Miss Nelson. But Joshua, who has a learning disability, seldom wandered for more from his family apartment, according to family members. He was easily frightened and intimidated, said his mother, Sherry Laws, who reported her son missing about 7:30 p.m. Sunday. More than 50 fire and police personnel and volunteers, including family, friends, and neighbors, joined the search. Shortly before he disappeared, Joshua... Oh, well, now we got the whole thing. It says 1456B Raintree Crossing. Let's see. 1456 Raintree Crossing. Oh, we're close. Not quite there. So, in this apartment complex. I'll actually put in exactly what they said. Apartment B. No. Okay. Shortly before he disappeared, Joshua, who lives at 1456B Raintree Crossing, was seen playing near the lake. You can see the lake, we just saw it. That backs up to his family's apartment, police said. Rescue workers and divers searched the lake Monday afternoon. Police were conducting an apartment-by-apartment search of the complex late Monday. Holcomb Crossing Apartments on the other side of Georgia 400, the family's previous residence. So they just lived right across the highway there. Also, were being searched. We're not ruling out anything at this time, Roswell Police Captain Mike Brown said Monday. We're trying to eliminate the possibilities. According to the boy's grandfather, Ray Carlisle, Joshua had been upset earlier Sunday afternoon because 3 teenage boys roughed him up after Joshua threw a rock at an apartment where one of them lived. Police do not think the teens had anything to do with Joshua's disappearance, Ms. Nelson said. Mrs. Laws said she became alarmed about 7 p.m. Sunday when she heard the bell of an ice cream truck that regularly comes through the neighborhood. I wondered then why he didn't come in and ask for money to buy ice cream. Joshua was wearing cut-off blue jeans, shorts, and a white shirt when he disappeared. He is blonde and weighs about 55 pounds. Yeah, that was the 17th of May. And that must have been on the 16th is when he went missing. Yeah, and then, there's not long later, body of Roswell boy found. Police investigate 3 suspects. The partially clad body of 8-year-old Joshua Harmon was found covered with pine straw and debris Tuesday afternoon in the dense woods just a few hundred yards from his family's Roswell apartment. So now I guess if we pan up here, there's a lot of woods right here. I mean, how many yards? Let's go check let's get some yards on here. And, it's 300 yards right in there. So I would imagine, I guess that could be, but that's not as, I think it's going to be this spot right here, right there. So I think he was found in these woods. That's my guess. Roswell Police Lieutenant Joan Rollins said that Assistant Fulton County Medical Examiner Sergeant Joyce Vaughn positively identified Joshua using photographs. A preliminary investigation at the scene showed the child died from a blow to the head and probably was killed Sunday night. Thank you, Rita Schaefer. All right, SSP-134, you took off last night. I don't even remember what that was. What was the thing? Oh, yeah, when we talked about Jodi Arias. You go, I'm out of here. That was pretty funny. I was playing her singing that song, and she goes, oh my God, I'm out of here. Or something. Would you have thrown some at the screen after listening to her? Yeah, I could imagine. All right. It was not determined if the child had been sexually molested. A preliminary investigation at the scene showed the child died from a blow to the head and probably was killed Sunday night. It was not determined if the child had been sexually molested, and police were awaiting an autopsy. We are treating this as a homicide, Mrs. Rollins said, adding that the child was believed to have been killed there, where the body was found. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is assisting in the case. Joshua's father, Larry Harmon of Douglasville, who had joined a search for the boy, fell to his knees and sobbed when detectives told him the body had been found at about 3:30 p.m. When the officers asked if he lived in an apartment, he said, "It's a house, for God's sakes." That's a joke, okay. He later broke the news to the other family members. Joshua's mother and stepfather, Sherry and Douglas Laws, both fainted and had to be taken to the North Fulton Regional Hospital. So you can tell these guys they're really upset about it. That's like the normal reaction. You collapse to the ground. Okay, so we've got a little map here we can take a look at. So, let's see. They totally distraught, Miss Rollins said. They're totally overcome with grief. Family members, police, and volunteers began searching for Joshua at 7:20 p.m. Sunday when he failed to return home to Roundtree Apartment Complex on Raintree Drive just after visiting the man who sells ice cream in the neighborhood. So let's see. Oh yeah, they began searching for him at that point. Let's see. She, Mrs. Laws, was waiting for him to come back and get the money for the ice cream. She had his dollar waiting for him. Isn't that sad? The mom's like, I'm so excited to make my kid happy. I'm going to give him $1 so he can get that ice cream. And instead, some, effing psycho is killing him somewhere. Just think how shitty that is. God. The mom's like, here's the ice cream truck. I got the dollar out, waiting for her kid to come running home saying, hey, Mommy, can I get the ice cream? And she was just so happy. And then this, that kind of crap. That, though, thinking about that. See, here's the thing, everybody. Like, I don't let myself go there very much because I wouldn't be able to do shows, When you literally just sort of think back of how that would be. Like, think of you being a mom. And you hear the ice cream truck, and you're so happy to be the mom that's giving $1 to your kid to make him joyful, and he'll be so happy and feel so loved, and he gets killed somewhere during that time. It's just, makes you just want to start punching things. Anytime you have a situation like this, everybody becomes a suspect, and we have to check out every lead, Miss Rollins said. We have a couple of leads that sound pretty good. Yeah, it sucks. The Fulton County Sheriff posse joined Roswell Police at daybreak Tuesday to resume the hunt. Police centered their efforts Tuesday morning in a wooded area behind Kings Mill Shopping Center and Holcomb Crossing. Police were operating on the belief that the boy may have run away from home in an effort to return to his former residence, which is about a mile across Georgia 400. Like I said, they have it north. The body was found. Okay, let's look at the way they've got this. I might be on the wrong. That first spot that I looked at might be the one. Okay, so they have it like he's found in here. This wooded area. So I'm gonna move it. So he was found in that first one we looked at. That didn't seem, it seems like too dense. But you know, this stuff might have been put there later. Let's see if there's any street view that goes down in there. Oh wow, look at this. That's crazy. Man, are you kidding me? Yeah, so he was found back in these woods over here. I love the adventurous Google Earth people, you know. They're almost, here's what you love. Google Earth drivers that are smoking pot, okay? Because what they'll do is they'll go down every Tom, Dick, and Harry road back and forth, not even paying attention. And man, you get street view in the craziest places. I mean, I can't remember, what was the name of that one case where the girl that went missing and there's some pinging and she's running around and there's a 911 call that nobody's ever got to hear that's 20 minutes long. What's the name of that one? Anybody remember? That's the one, that's like the greatest example in the world to show people. If Julie was here, Jules was here, she'd remember that one. No, nobody remembers. Okay. So anyway, she was back there. I doubt all this stuff was there at that time. Remember, she was going to go fishing with her friend. Then the car broke down. And he said, oh, I'm going to go get some help. But then she got chased or something by somebody. And it was just really bizarre. Out in the middle of nowhere, really. You guys kind of remember that, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying now, yeah. That one. We were the ones that know him the best, and we know Joshua did not run away, his stepfather said a few hours before the body was found. Joshua was too frightened of everything everything. Too dependent on his mother to be away from her long. He would not leave in any stressful situation. Joshua was a special education student at Kimball Elementary School, but Hollander said his nephew was emotionally well adjusted and didn't exhibit behavioral problems. I knew in my heart, and everybody in the family knew, he did not run or walk away. But yet, police probably didn't believe him at the time. You talking about this case right here, Cece? Well, it is. This case here is solved. I'm just covering it the way that I normally do, and at the end, we'll go over the solving of it. So that's the good news. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next article here. All right, so GBI, I wanted to read this one. Looks like there's a profile in here. GBI profiles boy's killer as explosive. The man who killed 8-year-old Joshua Randall Harmon in May and left his partially nude body covered with pine straw in some Roswell woods is explosive and unable to deal with stressful situations, according to a personality profile developed by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. I don't know. Sounds kind of... Since the slaying, he probably has become more withdrawn and rigid in his behavior. 2 days after Joshua's May 15th disappearance, his body was found in the woods just a few hundred yards from his family home at the Roundtree apartment complex. Now, I'm really interested to see where the hell this guy came from. He was asphyxiated, but it has not been determined whether he was sexually assaulted. Joshua's killer, this is actually in August, so it's quite a bit later. Joshua's killer is the first one profiled by the GBI's Crime Analysis Unit, which was formed earlier this year to investigate and try to reduce violent crime that often has no apparent motive. The man is white, between 25 and 35, an average to average intelligence, and in all likelihood lived near the scene of the crime. The profile indicates that the killer is married to his second or third wife. Oh, that's really precise here, isn't it? It is a strained relationship and is probably experiencing financial problems. I wonder why they're saying that. Like, why? It must be sexually motivated then. And then they're having problems because he's attracted to boys and he keeps getting divorced. Those close to the assailant would describe him as being explosive, who is confronted about his withdrawn behavior would become argumentative and defensive, according to the profile. The offender clearly wishes to tell his side of the story, but he's reluctant because he fears those close to him would not understand how he could have committed such a crime, according to the profile. The profile, assembled by the help of the FBI's Behavioral Science Unit in Quantico, Virginia, which includes psychiatric experts, was developed by reconstructing the crime scene and the act and using autopsy and forensic results, Mr. Bankhead said, and then the agents also examined similar cases across the country looking for recurrent pattern, he said. This profile seems to indicate that this person had a reason for murdering Joshua, Mr. Bankhead said. This type of person doesn't appear to fit the profile of a serial offender. So you just think he wanted to kill him for some reason. The GBI's Crime Analysis Unit within the year will create a statewide capturized file focusing in on unsolved violent crimes. Let's see. Now law enforcement can interconnect violent crimes that have been committed in the state by a serial offender that were originally perceived as only a local or regional occurrence. Cases suitable for criminal profiling include murder, assassination, bombing, child molestation, abduction, and so on. Alright, that was 1988. And then June of 1989, so a year later, now we actually see the entire family in this picture here. So that's the father, the mother, and the son. It's been little more than a year since 8-year-old Joshua Harmon was slain near his family's Roswell apartment. I keep hoping it will all turn out to have been a mistake, that the body they found wasn't really his, and I'll wake up one morning and find him back at home. That's what Sherry Laws said. I know that's not going to happen, but I can't help wishing. Joshua's killer hasn't been caught, and authorities say the $7,000 reward for information leading to an arrest may be their best hope of solving the case. It's an active case, said Lieutenant Kevin Gatlin, a Roswell detective. We're still working on it. We occasionally get some new information, and follow it up to see where it leads us. In the years since her son was killed, Mrs. Laws has undergone counseling and moved with her husband to Woodstock. When she learned Joshua was dead, she was so overcome with grief that she was hospitalized. We couldn't stay in that apartment, she said. I still can't drive through that part of Roswell. I miss him a lot. I was a single parent for 5 years, and Joshua was my best friend. Mrs. Laws last saw her son alive May 15, 1988, when he went out to play on a sunny Sunday afternoon. When he heard the bell, the ice cream truck in the Roundtree Apartments about 7 p.m., or she did, she got $1 from her purse because she knew Joshua would rush in like he'd always done to ask for money. When Joshua didn't appear, Miss Laws went to look for him. When she couldn't find him, she called police. The search took 2 days. Police, Joshua's father, Larry Harmon, his stepfather, Douglas Laws, other relatives and volunteers combed the 60 acres wooded area behind the apartment. The search ended about 3:30 p.m. on Monday, May 17th, when Joshua's partially clothed body was found under pine straw and debris in a ravine near his home. He had been struck on the head and strangled. There were no shortage of suspects early on, investigators said. A convicted child molester had escaped from the nearby Fulton County detention facility in Alpharetta. Basically, anybody who could have had access to the child at about the time he disappeared was considered a suspect. Yeah, so just nothing. A year later, nothing going on. And then this is an image from 1990 December article that just kind of said the same thing. So there they are. Look at that. Just got him a bike and everything. Look how happy this whole, like, you can see right there. Like, he's really happy. He's really happy. And they're happy that their kid's happy. And some freaking barbarian completely changed their outlook on everything forever. You know? Freaking monsters. Yeah, that's just sucks. So, anyways, today we had there's a press conference. Boom! At least they caught the bastard, huh? Might be kind of loud.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for being here.
I'll turn it down a little bit.
My name is Tim Lupo. I am the Public Information Officer for the Roswell Police Department. We're here today to announce that an arrest has been made in the investigation into the 1988 murder of 8-year-old Joshua Harmon. Joining us today are members of our command staff, Criminal Investigations Division, as well as agency partners that played a critical role in bringing us to where we are today. So I'll take a moment to introduce who we have with us today. Chief of Police James Conroy. We have Lieutenant Jason Westcott, Detective Zach Kowalski, Detective David
This
McGann,
is 11 Alive
Jennifer
in
Deputy Chief Linnea Rivard,
Atlanta
Captain
again.
Noah Kaplan, and Detective Sean Thompson. Present from our agency partners as well, we have Executive Director of the CJCC, Jane Neal, Amy Hutzel, Program Director of the Sexual Assault, Child Abuse, and Human Trafficking Unit of the CJCC, Assistant Special Agent in Charge Lisa Verassi of the GBI, and Chief Deputy of Morgan County Keith Howard, formerly of the GBI. So we're very pleased as well and honored to have several members of Joshua's family with us today to lend their support and presence as well. I will begin providing an initial summary of the investigation. We will then hear from Roswell Police Chief James Conroy, followed by Assistant Special Agent in Charge Lisa Verassi of the GBI. We will then have comments from members of Joshua's family as well. Chief Conroy will then return to address any questions that you may have related to this case. With that said, I will begin by providing an overview summary of the case in the form of our press release. The Roswell Police Department has made an arrest in the 1988 murder of 8-year-old Joshua Harmon. James Michael Coates, age 56, of the city of Woodstock, was taken into custody July 21st and booked into the Fulton County Jail on multiple charges, including murder. Roswell detectives arrested Coates after DNA evidence collected from the crime scene linked him to the murder. On May 15, 1988, Joshua Harmon was reported missing by his parents after not returning home for dinner. After extensive searches over the following 48 hours, Joshua's body was discovered in a wooded area nearby to the Range Freeway apartment where he lived. Roswell detectives, in partnership with the GBI, investigated the case extensively and collected valuable evidence, but the case went cold. Investigators regularly revisited the case over the intervening years in pursuit of justice for Joshua and his family, and evidence was consistently re-examined to keep pace with evolving leads and advancing technology. In February of this year, with the permission of his family, Joshua's body was exhumed in hopes of identifying further evidence. In March, the Sexual Assault Kit Initiative Task Force, a subset of the Georgia Criminal Justice Coordinating Council, provided the Roswell Police Department with funding to pursue additional DNA testing on evidence from the crime scene.
Isn't that incredible that they can find that kind of evidence that long later?
Recently, investigators received the results of that testing performed by an independent laboratory, Cybergenetics Incorporated, which linked Coates to the crime. He was taken into custody without incident on a traffic stop the morning of July 21st. At this time, I will now turn it over to Chief Conroy.
Thank you, Tim. All right, good morning. After 33 years, 2 months, and 6 days, we have made an arrest in the murder of Joshua Harmon.
Got the bastard.
To the Harmon family, this is a tragedy that no family should endure. The death of Joshua and the fact that his killer remained free for such a long time is unimaginable. I hope that this arrest brings your family a sense of closure. I only wish that Joshua's mother, Sherry, could be here today. But what I do know is that she is with Joshua, and they are looking down on us, and they are happy with these developments. This arrest was a team effort involving many of our partners. As you heard, the GBI, Criminal Justice Coordinating Council, were instrumental in helping us. The men and women behind me, and those who could not be here today, deserve to be thanked and commended. These officers, detectives, special agents, attorneys, scientists, retirees never gave up hope in solving this case and bringing Josh's killer to justice. They are truly heroes, and I thank each and every one of you for your dedication and perseverance. Shortly after I was selected to be Chief of Police for the Roswell Police Department, and before I started, I attended a law enforcement event where I met 2 retired GBI agents. They pulled me aside, congratulated me on coming to Roswell, and said, when you get there, we want you to pull up the Joshua Harmon case.
He lived in the apartment complex.
It's a case that haunted them for many years, and they felt that it was still solvable. In my first days at the Roswell Police Department, I met with our criminal investigators.
Look at this. I just was looking up his addresses on Ben Verified. Look at this. Look at where he lived right here. He lived here. It has him down at 1993. He lived in the same freaking apartments. Wow. That's unreal. And then they have, let's see where he lived right before that. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, man. He lived here. Let's see. And then this one. He's lived in that town for a long time. God, come on. Uh-oh, did I freeze up? Thanks, Cairo. Hey, you should have been here earlier today, Cairo. Man, that was some crazy big-time attack mode by another channel. But it was alright. I don't care. Screw it.
You're American who is articulate and bright and clean. You ain't no dog-faced pony soldier, okay, Jack? No bubblegum social here.
Here, I'm gonna get out of here for a second. Hold on, I'm gonna open this back up. Something's like really freezing up on this. We'll get back to the press conference here in a second. Alright. I was just like, wow, are you kidding me? Okay. So look at that, man. One of the addresses, one from 1993, is right on that spot. Right in the same apartment complex. I think they're going to say that here in a minute.
Investigation Division. Detective Kowalski was in there, and he asked me my position on cold case homicides. So being a former homicide investigator myself, I told him I'm supportive in investigating them, and I feel that we owe it to the victims to periodically review these cases and pursue every lead that we can. He then discussed the Joshua Harmon case with me, and I committed that I would provide the needed support, funding, and resources to investigate this case. DNA is an expensive proposition, and I was able to reach out to some of our partners at the GBI and the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council to help cover some of those expenses and provide assistance as needed. With the assistance of our partners, we were able to secure the evidence needed to file charges in this case. In a moment, we're going to take some questions. And as you can imagine, this is a very complex case. We still have a lot of work to do. As such, we will not jeopardize the prosecution by discussing specific details of the investigation or specific evidence involved. We will happily take any questions and remind you that this case will be tried in the court of law and justice will be served. I would like to invite up a representative from the GBI to speak. Lisa, if you want to come up.
My name is Lisa Barassi, and I'm an assistant special agent in charge of the Atlanta Regional Office of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. On behalf of the GBI, I want to thank the Roswell Police Department for requesting our assistance with the investigation into the brutal killing of an 8-year-old boy who loved ice cream and playing outside with his friends. Beginning over 33 years ago and until today, the GBI and the Roswell Police Department worked together and expended thousands of hours investigating this crime. Over the years, this case has been touched by many extremely talented agents, detectives, and crime lab scientists to get where we are today. All of these people had one thing in common. They would not stop at anything until justice was brought for Joshua. To solve this case required grit, determination, and perseverance from all involved. There were countless roadblocks, dead ends, and obstacles that had to be overcome. Blood, sweat, and tears were shed to get to this point. This investigation is one that haunts an investigator, and the kind of case that keeps detectives and agents up at night. Our hope is that this arrest is the beginning of healing for his loved ones, who have lived a nightmare since Sunday, May 15th, 1988. The Roswell Police Department is a first-class agency and should be commended for never giving up on this case. The men and women of the GBI are honored to have a great relationship with the fine men and women of the Roswell Police Department, who literally stopped at nothing to bring justice to a little boy, which none of us will ever forget. Thank you.
I would now invite anybody from Joshua's family that would like to come up and provide a statement. Feel free to introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Marlene Carlisle. I am Sherry Harmon's sister and Joshua's aunt. I want to speak on behalf of our family and thank these amazing people who have worked diligently and very hard and always took anything and everything we had to say to heart and ran with it. And these bulldogs that got through everything and worked for 33 years to solve this for our family, we are forever indebted to all of you. You're amazing people, and every one of you have big, beautiful hearts. And our family has been through this for 33 years, and to be able to be relieved of this, it's bittersweet for us. We wish Sherry could be here, but we also feel that she and Josh high-fived and said, we're going to help and we're going to get everybody through this, and helped these ladies and gentlemen come to this conclusion. Thank you, everybody. Josh was an amazing young boy who had an uncanny relationship with nature and with God. So I know where he is, and I know he's at peace. And my sister never gave up, ever gave up. She kept going. She made that phone call every few years, to the point of probably bothering some people, but she was willing and able to do it. And I know she's smiling down on everybody here today, and thanks you all so much. And on behalf again of our family, we love you and we thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and right there, that's the reward for all those officers. You know, seeing the joy in a family member and the appreciation they have for them for solving these cases after so many years, and they thought that they were forgotten.
Thank you so much for your strength, resiliency, and trust for being with us today. Chief Conroy will now return to address any questions Joe may have. Thank you, Tim.
All right. Question: if this guy did this to Joshua, how do you guys know that in 33 years he didn't do this to another kid?
So how do we know he didn't do this to another kid? That, of course, will be part of our ongoing investigation. As I mentioned, we do have a lot of work to do. We do partner with the GBI to where they will compare DNA samples in the CODIS database for any open cases that are still out there. Yes, ma'am.
I know this brings a lot of pleasure to the family. Question: was there any evidence that was compromised or destroyed by the investigating agencies? Accidentally?
So I've heard comments about it, but I don't know firsthand of that, no.
Thanks, Rita Schaefer.
You know, anytime that you work on a cold case investigation, there's many challenges you can't even imagine. Right before I came out here, I did a little bit of math, so Detective Kowalski, who was instrumental in this case, was not even born when this incident occurred. You have many retirees, many people who worked on this case that are now retired or have since passed away. Finding evidence merely from cases that old is very difficult. There's a lot of challenges, and that's why I say we have a lot of hard work to do. We've been in heavy contact with the district attorney's office, because getting the evidence to make an arrest is one thing, but then getting enough evidence and presenting that in a court of law to get a conviction is another thing entirely.
Can just speak on that? I mean, with age and time, people forget certain parts of the story. How miraculous is this that you guys were able to kind of get this thing finally to come together?
So to be able to close a cold case is a very rare feat. In my career, I can think of one at DeKalb that we had that was a cold case, and in this case here at Roswell is the only two that I'm familiar that I've worked on. I have had cases where we've made arrests and they went to trial perhaps 25 years later, but by that point we had already had search warrants in place and knew who we were charging. So it's vastly different to go back and investigate. But when you have advances in technology such as DNA, which was instrumental in this case, we have to periodically review that. You know, when this occurred in the late 80s, DNA was not a very common thing. And as DNA evolves, then we must continually go and reevaluate all the cases we have and the evidence that we have. And as I mentioned, it is a very expensive proposition. So we do have to reach out to our partners at the CJCC and the GBI and these private labs in order to get this information processed in a timely manner.
You know, who spoke with the, and when you guys finally broke this case, I don't know which one of you guys were up there. When you, after so many years, I know she spoke about her sister would call every now and then. And then originally you're like, hey, there's nothing going on, we're still, and then finally be able to go, hey, we have something. How rewarding is that? And that mountain that comes off the family shoulder, just knowing what.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn around and see, is there somebody who used to work on the case that would like to come up and talk a little bit about your history? Because I saw their reunification with the family of somebody who worked on this long ago. Detective Bennett, I know, was working with Sherry quite a bit on this investigation. But come on up and tell.
So from my perspective, it's very emotional. It's like a marriage, having a child. It's really hard to put into words the emotion and the feeling you feel. Certainly there's sympathy for the family. They have the lost one. This case was about Joshua. I mean, this case was about him being the victim. Everyone I met throughout my involvement in this, which was over 20 years, was always passionate about making sure they solved this case. Sherry was the catalyst for that. Yes, my involvement was generated by the fact that she wrote a letter to then director Buddy Nix. He was the new director at the time, and she was asking him to please look into this case. Mr. Nix came to me and asked me to look at that from a cold case perspective. So having lived through that emotion of talking to Sherry at the time, sharing emails through the years, absolutely. I didn't know the family as well as the rest of them here that lived in Roswell. But certainly those emotions to me are miraculous is the word you used, and that's probably the word I would use to say bringing this case together is a miraculous feat. And I don't disagree. I think that the blessing in this is the glory to God. Sherry, Joshua, reunited. I do believe that they're the ones that said, let's get this thing started, and they brought the evidence forward that we were able to use in this case. So,
What's your first and last name?
Keith Howard. Thank you.
Title? Do you have a title, Mr. Howard?
Yes, sir. I'm the Chief Deputy of Morgan County.
Chief, are you able to say at all kind of how he was able to even be with Joshua? Was he kidnapped? I looked at the list of charges. How did that even happen when he was with the suspect?
Yeah, and that's some of the evidence that I don't want to get into just so we don't jeopardize the prosecution in this case.
Oh, wow.
Can you tell us the tips
Oh, wow.
that
Here, let's look at this. I just looked him up on, again, in his charges that he's had in his life. He had 3 criminal charges. Child molestation in July of 1990, so 2 years after this. False imprisonment, that's the same thing, so he kidnapped that kid. So he's a serial offender here. This isn't a one-time guy, like the profile said. Remember that? The profile they put out there was incorrect. Next one, enticing a child. This is 1993. Listen to this. Enticing a child for indecent purposes. Oh my God. And then that also had false imprisonment, 1993. And then that same time, child molestation. Man, this guy is he's a serial offender. 88, 90, 93, and those are the ones he got caught on.
he was arrested while they were back in England?
So I'm going to defer to our detectives. Again, I don't want to give many details, but do we want to give any of the
Why didn't they just answer that and say, yes, we already know he's a serial offender?
The details of the arrest? Yeah, so my understanding, yes, when we arrested him, he was a passenger in an Uber. And we had arrest warrants prior to that traffic stop.
Another hard question, just real quick.
Well, they have rights too, Beholder. You know, we got to really look at it like, you know, we're a really compassionate society.
A little different, and you really didn't, you know what I mean? But now times are different. But was there any connection between him and the family before that kind of deal?
Yes, there was. Yes. So the family did live in the same apartment complex at the time. They may not have actually known
See?
his name.
Boom, I just
kind
got
of
that.
knew who he was.
They lived in the same apartment complex. They knew him.
Lieutenant Jason Westcott.
And he still lived there after that for a while, obviously.
Anything else? All right. Again, I appreciate you coming out here.
Here's what I want to know. See, look at this. Well, I have to open it back up again, but he was actually living in the apartment complex still when he molested and attacked those other people. They didn't put two and two together at that point and say, oh, wow, look at this. We have a sex offender that was living in the same apartment complex that Joshua was killed in 1988. How do you not make that connection? God, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let me go back down here. So he lived in all these places too over the years. But man, this is where Joshua's body was found. They lived in these apartments. And this is the exact apartment right here that the killer lived in. And that's listed as 93. Yeah. It's 1457 Raintree Drive. Let me put that in there again. I don't think I need to. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, 1457 Raintree Drive. And it lists 1993. So he must have still been there at least in 93, I would imagine. And he probably had that other attempt in 1990, and nobody said, wow, he lived right next to. That's crappy work right there. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know if that's not standard, but you'd think that if this guy got arrested for the child molestation in 1990, they would have said where he lived, and well, I guess maybe they didn't have the databases that prevalent back then, but just somebody should have picked up on something. Yeah. I think that would make it pretty frustrating. The mother should have got to know who the killer was. They would have had to do a DNA comparison back then, and they would have had the answers. So, anyways, you guys, I think that's all I got for you tonight. But I did an hour-and-a-half show earlier, so that should... Oh, 2 guests. I don't have 2 guests on there. So that should be good, right? 3.5 hours. I think there was there a little bit more left on here? Yeah, a little bit more. Hold on.
We have indicated that the family did not want to speak. Is that still the case with reporters afterwards? Okay, so we ask you please respect their privacy as we go through this. There is still a lot of work to do. It is a long road, prosecution, and that's stuff that is difficult on the family. So I appreciate you honoring that request. So thank you. One more.
What is your message to the community that might be going through some of this and not to give up? Always keep that message.
Yeah, and I think the message is law enforcement agencies across the country. This is an example of many officers, detectives, scientists who did not give up. They will not give up. We do have a number of cold case homicides here in Roswell that we are continually evaluating and testing, and we do work on those. But when you get into this profession, you get into this profession to help people. And when you have something as tragic as the kidnapping and murder of an 8-year-old, that locks into your heart, and that's something you don't want to give up. When you look at the timing, and I talked about, Zach wasn't even born yet when this happened. Probably 85% of my police department was not born when this happened. When this happened, I was not a police officer. I was in college. So since then, I've worked a 30-year career and retired, come to another department and continued before this arrest was made. So this shows you that the police officers are not going to stop. We will continue until justice is done. All right. Okay, thank you everybody and have a great day.
Thank you all again for coming here today.
Good.
Is there anybody who did not get a press pack?
Well, good job, police, regardless. I mean, you know, so it's not the fault of any of the later people that they didn't make that connection. So at least they got in there. And but it still, wouldn't you think that even in later days that, like just now, Ben Verified had a sex offender listed in there from, you know, 93 and everything. It seems like somebody could have put those pictures together, pieces together way back then. Or even now, right? Just kind of like, oh, wow, look at that one guy. He lived there. Or maybe there's just so many sex offenders that there was probably 8 living there over the years, and who knows. All right, you guys. Thank you, CC. Yeah. Well, this one, you know, every once in a while you got to do the ones that are solved too, right? Thank you, CC and SSP 134 Georgia.
You are awesome. These cases are so relevant. Appreciated. Thank you.
Oh, I had the volume down a little bit. But yes, thank you guys very much. And, you know, sorry for all the drama earlier today. It wasn't my intention. But, you know, how people can, you know, sell a story to anybody they want. You guys know the reality of it was that we made these we took milk jugs and people, well, here's the way the genesis is that there was people out there doing experiments with milk jugs to show how cold it would be to put your face against it. So we did that. We send in a photograph of yourself doing a test. Okay, that's what the joke was. Okay, but these poorly intended people out there with bad intentions took that and just spun it to a completely irrelevant meaning. That they were trying to say that we were making fun of summer, and there's no way in hell I or anybody on this channel would do something like that. Okay, so I think it's funny, still funny to me. It's now just a members only video because apparently the other people were too stupid to understand the meaning of it. So it's just going to be in there and you'll be able to check it out. Stacy probably had the best one in terms of the meaning of what we were trying to get to. But then there was the other one that was pretty funny. There was a bunch of really funny ones. They all were funny. I mean, yes, it's weird, Steph. That's all I can tell you. I don't know. They're just looking for something to get angry. I think the reality of it is the person who came up with the testing of milk out there is friends with the person who went and attacked me today. Okay? We did? I didn't know. I didn't really think there would be that much backlash. I thought there'd be one idiot or two that went, oh, God, but most people would have paid attention to it. I mean, I don't think there's a reason there should be backlash. So, yeah, they missed the entire point. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, but they still didn't care. What was said was, watch, he'll make an excuse. He'll make an excuse. Watch this. He's going to make an excuse. He's going to explain it away and try to and not take responsibility for it. Well, because there is an excuse. It was not related to Summer at all. You lied to your people. But thank you for the barrage of new channel members and subscribers. Thank you. Well, it's not even something that's complicated to understand. It was really simple, you know. It's not complicated at all. I know, it sucks. But anyways, you guys, I appreciate you showing up tonight and, you know, going over these other cases. I know it's not Summer Wells. I know.
No worries, Greg.
I want that case to be solved
doing, and
now.
It was hilarious.
Okay.
Making fun of idiots is always funny. Smiley face.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, well, I always tell people, like, when she stormed off my set, when we were doing the Hart family case, she called me up almost immediately and said, wow, this will do great for your numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on right now, and then I'm going to... And I was like, what? What are you talking about? She'd never admit that now, though, I'll tell you that. There's no way in hell. I know that to be true, though. Alright. Yeah, that's really weird.
Okay, here we go.
That's the absolute truth, Sarah Beth Kohlergrass. And she's got a lot of people just suckered in, but that's okay. Yeah, I know. It's like, you know, so every once in a while you hope people like what you're doing and then you get a lot of views. That'd be great, but if they don't, they don't, you know. Doesn't mean you don't cover a case.
Alright, here we go. Sarah Beth Kohlergrass. Bag. Linda Howe, as in Linda Moulder Howe, the capital mutilations in the crop circles. Kathy Freidenmaker. Angela Vincent. Tawny Lee. Amber Maida. Shogun Love. Kathy Freidenmaker. PMDJ. Beholder with vomit face. Who it is? Sandra Turner. CC. Scott Holland. Rita Schaefer. Zozo. And Sandra Turner was a cat eye. Zozo. Cairo. Rita Schaefer. Bonnie Lee. CC. SSP 134 Georgia. Rita Schaefer.
Thank you, guys, and yes, we're building up for the end of the month, so we've got, I think 8 more days after today until the last day of the month, and we'll be out there kicking some ass again. All right. So, cool. Glad you guys liked the show. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And hopefully tomorrow will be a better day, right? Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. All right. Well, thank you guys very much. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. And thank you all for being generous freaks. Thanks for Amber Maiden helping out there, being a moderator. And also thank all the moderators for all you do, especially during like shows like earlier and Sundays, Delphi days, okay? Crazy times. So, anyways, be safe out there. And a 2 and a 3 and a... Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a
crime dissector, dog rejector. I'm a certified human lie detective. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Grillo's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, ya, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Back to you.
Chew it up and spit it out and repeat it. It's not a treat. The troll is beat. Just one of the ways that I defeat it. Staying in my groove when there's a troll on the move. Just takes a second to remove. Cause every time I conclude, the troll is gonna lose. Nice try, lizard eye. I see you creeping round the sly. Why you think you so fly? Such a whiny cry, battle me, you're gonna fry. Gonna send you off to modify. It's time to say goodbye. Jack and Jill went up the hill, reached for a buck and a quarter. Jill came down with $2.50. Ooh! Timmy, alright, gotta read and listen. I sit back with his brand new invention, something. Grab the hold of me tightly, flows like a harpoon, billion nightly. Would ever stop, yo? I don't know. Turn off the lights, and I'll glow. Do the extreme, rock the mic like a vandal. Light up the stage, I'm ready to jump like a candle. Dance, cause the speakers that boom, killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom, deadly. When I play about melody, anything less than the best of the felony. Love it, leave it, better gain weight. Better hit moves that a kid don't play. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook where my DJ revolves it. You sounded a little bit like a robot, Timmy. That's because I am a robot, so are you, but you just don't know it. What do you mean? I'm not a robot. Do you see your legs or your hands? No, I don't. I don't see my legs or hands. I don't see anything, really. What are you talking about? Well, then you're a robot. What do you mean? I'm real. I'm real. Tell everybody I'm real.
Poor Mary Lou. Poor Mary Lou.
So mad at you today.
Low IQ?
Oh, okay. Hello, anybody there? Why do you always say that? I don't know, shut up, Timmy. That I got to tell about three bad brothers you know so well. Started way back in history with that rock MCA and me, Mike D. Had a little horse, his name was Paulie there. Me and my horsey and a quart of beer. Got across the land, kicking up sand, shirt tosses on my tail cause I'm in demand. One lonely beast, D.I.B. All about my stuff about nobody. Someone's reading down on my baseball hat. Hair was getting hot, the hair was getting flat. Looking for a girl, I ran into a guy. His name was MCA, I said, how do you say hi? The son of a rehearsed. Orders are running that he's dying of thirst. It was in my hand, he was on my tip. His shoulders rose right yesterday for a sip. He's like, here's some. I said, you can't get none. And I just I run, pull the shotgun. Quick on the drawer, thought I'd be dead. Put the gun to my head, and this is what it said. My name is Empty, yeah, got a license to kill. Hope we know what time it is, it's time to get ill. What do we have here? Outlaw is big. Understand you understand, I'll make myself clear. Make myself clear. Make myself clear, 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 clear. The two was standing like a nose to be up. Took him a spot next to him at the bar. He be yo, kid. I know he did. Kids said get ready. This ain't funny. My name's Mikey and I'm about to get ready. Pulled out the Jimmy, he left the sky. And let two fly. Hands when them people hit the floor. Wasted two kids that ran for the door. I'm Mikey and I get respect. They can't sing the jewelry is what I expect. Empty ain't but with it. He's my ace, so I grab a piano player and a punch in the face. Piano player's out, music stop, boy hat wait. He got dropped, Mikey grabbed the money, MTA grabbed the gold. Grabbed two gorillas and a bear that's cold. And a bear that's cold. Doop, doop, doop. Alright everybody, I'm gonna go now.
Why are you saying you're going to go? Who cares if you're going? I'm the one that's going.
Rock Ragey.
Oh boy. Alright everybody, thank you all for showing up tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, everybody, be safe out there.
Yeah, be safe out there, gee.
Oh, are you mocking what I say at the end of the show?
No, not at all, Gray.
Okay, we'll see. Sounded pretty sarcastic.